Hello ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. This is Milan coming to you from the Black Forest in Germany. And I'm making this video a little earlier in the day because I just got back from a delightful little adventure and I just had to share it. It's just too much fun. So here's what happened, is I signed up a few weeks ago, actually a couple months ago, on this list of notifications to be notified by email by the local real estate agents to be notified whenever certain kinds of houses went on the market. Now here's why, because my long-term, or my big vision, one part of it, is to buy a villa with several rooms, a big garden, and transform it into a boarding school for foster children. Okay, so I had this notification for one of these villas, and I got in contact with the real estate agent, and I said, could I come and take a look at it? Now, this villa is on the market for 3.5 million euros. Okay, so that's a lot of dollars. It's a lot of money, depending on how you look at it. Do I have 3.5 million euros in my account today? Of course I don't. But I don't have to have it in my account to go and take a look at the house, right? And now here's where the magic happens. Okay, I could be sitting at home saying, well, I hope, I wish, I really want someday to own a villa and to turn it into a boarding school for children who need, extra help, and nothing, and do nothing. Or I can say, well, I really want and hope for this to happen, so I'm going to take concrete steps, even if they're just baby steps. That's the key. I'm going to take concrete steps toward my goal. And I'm going to act like it's possible, regardless of what my circumstances look like today. The same magic happened with one of my students who I had the great honor and privilege of mentoring last year. I met him while working in an after-school program at a private school here, and he was in my afternoon homework class where we would supervise the children doing homework, and he was immediately caught my attention right from the outset, because I could tell that he was just so angry and so hurt and just so disappointed and frustrated with life. And long story short, because the rest of the story you'll have to read in the book, but the long story short is I became friends with him and his family. They asked me to take him under my wing and mentor him, and within a few short months' time, I mean within literally a quarter of a year, he had transformed it massively from the inside out on all levels. And by that time, we had had quite a few conversations about the martial arts, because, as many young boys are, he was fascinated by the martial arts. But of course, he was despairing of ever being able to do anything like that, because he thought, with my leg brace, he was born into the world with one normal leg and one leg that was shorter than the other, significantly shorter and shriveled, so that he had to wear a prosthetic leg brace every day of his life, which in certain respects did hamper his physical movement in certain sports that he was able to do. And otherwise, he was this incredibly bright, energetic, full of life 11-year-old boy who was just so longing to be in a martial art. So I said, look, you've been telling me all this time that you want to do martial arts. You think you can't because of your leg brace. Well, let's forget for a moment that maybe you can't. And let's just go to a class. Let's try it out. Let's pretend like, the leg brace isn't even an issue. Okay, so you know what happened? I took him to a Tae-Kwan-Do course. He fell in love with the class. He had an incredibly knowledgeable and supportive teacher. So he started taking Tae-Kwan-Do. And within a few short weeks' time, this 11-year-old boy, who had previously been completely convinced of the fact that he would never be able to live his dream of doing martial arts sport, he took his first martial arts test, for his first belt. Not only passed it with flying colors, but he had to do a one-leg kick threw a block of wood as a part of the exam. And he busted that piece of wood on the first kick. I was so proud of him. Now see though, none of that could have happened if we hadn't taken the steps towards that goal, right? If I had continued to play along and say, okay, we'll just sit at home and talk about all the reasons why you can't achieve what you really want, then we never would have, had that breakthrough. So that's my thought for the day. I won't ramble on because I have to get back to my computer to finish off my second application for my second Ivy League school that I'm applying to. And I've got to get that done today because I'm coming down to the deadline. So anyway, that's my thought for the day. I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful weekend, and I'll look forward to talking to you again soon.